Well, we were hoping for some holiday good news for X-Men 97, but it appears we got a rotten egg. Let's talk about the series update and what we're hearing and why we might not be seeing it until 2024. Well, if you remember correctly, the original X-Men animated series ran back in 1992 and ran for over 76 episodes. The show itself was a massive hit with comic book and new fans alike, and quite honestly delivered pretty close to a perfect take on the mutant team that still completely resonates with fans up to this very day. Now, for these reasons and many more, Marvel Studios is revisiting the show in the upcoming revival series X-Men 97, with most of the original cast set to return and picking up right where we left off. So many of us, yours truly included, are super excited for the show, which is supposed to premiere later this year. But now we're hearing it could be pushed into 2024 or even beyond. Now, not only do we have reports of the show being delayed, we've also got a rather cryptic response from showrunner Beau DeMayo, so let's break down both pieces. Now, the initial report comes from Can We Get Some Toast? And again, like we always like to say, guys, if it's not from Marvel directly or Disney, we want to take it with a grain of salt, but given the response this has gotten, I'm going to take it to be true. Now, in their tweet, they made it super clear, Season 1 has been pushed to 2024. Which, quite honestly, would be a huge disappointment because many of us were expecting the show to premiere this fall on the anniversary of the original show, which would have been a great take. Now, this report by itself would generate some interest, but then, like I said, we got a response from Beau DeMayo, and what he had to say kind of seemed to give it some credence to this rumor. In his tweet, he said, "Breathe. Understand I can neither confirm nor deny rumors. Just be patient. Soon." With a smiley face. So it does appear these reports have some credence, and at this point in time, guys, I am expecting the show to be slightly delayed. Now, this leaves us in an interesting position because it appears right now for 2023, we're just going to get Secret Invasion, Loki, and if we're extremely lucky by the end of the year, Echo. But it does seem like, based on these reports, X-Men 97 and What If Season 2 won't be arriving this year at all, and it could be substantially into next year before we finally see it. Now, I do find this pretty interesting because they're still cranking out content for this project. A couple of months ago, we did a report where voice actor Cal Dodd confirmed he was already working on Season 2, and there were even reports the show would run a total of 4 seasons. We actually did videos on both reports, and I would suggest you check them both out because it does seem like Marvel has a pretty solid plan around this. Now, my take on all this is, well, disappointment. I really don't know why Marvel would delay this show if it's ready to go. We do know pretty clearly they're trying to trickle out content at a little more acceptable pace. But this show appears to be pretty ready to go and fan anticipation is high, not to mention it doesn't seem to tie into the MCU directly, so I really don't see very many reasons why they wouldn't release it. Well, unless there's some problems we don't know about, which honestly, with a delay, I am somewhat concerned that could be happening. You know, Marvel's retooling everything to focus on quality over quantity, and we have to at least put the possibility on the table that there might be a couple of issues with the show that they want to get ironed out before they move forward. We know at the top of the Marvel animation pyramid was Victoria Alonso, who was recently fired. So there's definitely been some shakeups in the Marvel animation department, and I would not be surprised if these recent management changes are impacting the production or at least the release schedule. Personally, if I was taking over that department, I would want to be given the full time to review everything and make sure things are up to my new standards. And since they haven't even named a replacement yet, it appears as of right now that hasn't happened. Now, ultimately, the question for us fans is, will it release in October? And as of right now, that seems very up in the air. If the show is actually pushed into 2024, well, we're gonna have to wait and see.